Listen, Musk leaves, but he leaves this band of 21-year-olds who have no idea what they're doing, who are taking a chainsaw to the federal government. For 15 years, the U.S. had the safest aviation record in the world. We had 0 fatalities. And then suddenly we have this tragedy in D.C. earlier this year. We have several other incidents that were very close. And that's just a microcosm of what DOGE does, which is you have these unqualified people, which includes Musk, who parachuted into the government, and they just seem to be making these terrible decisions that are destroying our government and destroying our safety and our way of life. That is problematic.
You know, Michael, many argue that Musk, paid his way into the administration with his millions in Trump campaign support. So will he maintain significant involvement or influence with this administration? I remind you that he spoke out against the mega bill, the big, beautiful budget bill. Is that going to end up meaning anything?
It does, because he remains a massive campaign donor to Donald Trump and Republicans in the House and the Senate. And ultimately, many of those people are afraid to get on his bad side for that particular reason and because of his influence with X. But he remains a problem for the United States citizens because I think his tenure, although short, has been incredibly bad for the American public in a number of ways, and good for him. What doesn't get much coverage is that, for instance, there were a litany of government lawsuits against his companies. Many of those have been disbanded. The government has walked away. On the other end, you've got, for instance, DOGE, which has moved forward with taking government information, our information, and feeding that into Elon Musk's XAI and Grok, which are problematic for our safety and our privacy, and only enriches him. And so I think that as we think about his impact going forward, he still remains incredibly powerful because of the money and because of the people that he has that continue to work in the U.S. government who rely on him.
Is that the clearest sign yet of just how simple the path can be for Trump allies to potentially pick up a get-out-of-jail-free card?
This is a shame. Now, remember, Donald Trump has pardoned a litany of criminals, from the criminals who tried to overturn the election on January the 6th to his son-in-law's father, who was indicted 18 times on criminal charges and has now been given the best ambassadorship there is, which is a U.S. ambassador to France. This is shocking, but not really, because Donald Trump himself is a criminal who has a number of felonies. And so I'm not sure what the litmus test is in terms of how to get a pardon here, but if you're a criminal in America, and certainly a Trump-connected or rich criminal, it's a great time to be you.
Is that, Michael, why this feels different than past presidential corruption? And what's the remedy?
That and just the massive scale. Donald Trump has made at least $3 billion this year alone during the presidency. When he makes all of these decisions around pardons or around foreign deals or whatever it may be, and we can't figure out why, the answer just might be this secretive account that he has set up that allows him to take anonymous donations from anywhere in the world, which is this crypto meme account. And so we've never seen anything like this. And I think in terms of scale, this might be the greatest grift in American history, with Donald Trump being the greatest con man in American history. It's incredibly problematic. The Speaker and Leader Thune have to step in and do something to save the Republic and protect us all.
The Washington Post now reports that Qatar did not offer Trump that private jet as he had claimed. Instead, it was the Trump administration that approached Qatar through a sale. And the country later agreed to provide it as a gift. But what does it tell you? I mean, what kind of deal could Trump have made for Qatar to gift it for free?
Excellent question. And again, it goes back to this secretive memecoin account in terms of these decisions he's making on trade, on tariffs, on everything. What is the litmus test behind it? Are people just feeding money to this guy through this secretive account and getting what they want? I don't know the answer to that question, but Congress should figure this out. And Republicans in Congress have to, because this is incredibly problematic. You can't have the president possibly making decisions based on who gives him the largest bribe. The fact that he's out there begging for a free plane is shocking. It really is shocking if the president of the United States is going to a foreign government and begging for a free plane when he already has one. Also, by the way, he claims to be a billionaire. He can buy his own plane if that's the case.